Welcome back to the Woman Factor. I'm Sylvia Masters, and now we are joined with Shari Champagne, here to talk to us about adult bullying among women. Shari, one would think that as people mature and progress through life, that they would stop behaviors of their youth, but it seems as though that is not the case. And why do you think grown women bully other grown women?
Oftentimes it oftentimes boils down to jealousy, which can also be envy, and then oftentimes it translates into hate, frustration, and then they lash out. And in many cases, it's online. It's very unlike most women to do it a face-to-face type of bullying or violence, but online has become an epidemic of bullying and harassment. And I think as of now, the epidemic has become explosive with grown women and men as well. As they do kind of get involved with such bullying, but oftentimes it's women, and whether it be an ex-girlfriend of someone that you may be with, or someone that you may have cut off in the parking lot. You know, some of those things translate into bullying that ends up with something that can end up in a violent situation, or even an ongoing aggressive type of online harassment and bullying. And it has actually gotten progressively worse in the last 5 years, as opposed to it was even before that.
Now, do you think social media plays a role in the online bullying?
Yes, I do. It's very easy to sit behind a keyboard and threaten someone and do that to someone who has absolutely no access to you, or repercussions, as so many people think, that they can sit behind a keyboard and make threats and even threaten family members, harass family members continuously, send out emails and fake social medias, fake email addresses, and continue that. So social media has actually fast forwarded the ability to bully and harass someone. And so I think now, with having laws and changing laws and making more laws, which is something that I'm working on, I think that's the only way that we can maybe kind of tame this, because it has really gotten to be out of control in many cases. And people do ultimately, oftentimes take their own life.
Oh, that's just so saddening to hear.
Yeah.
Now, what form of bullying do adult females typically use?
Well, adult females usually, again, oftentimes online. We also have a lot of workplace bullying, which is the typical, you talk behind my back and we say ugly things, start rumors, alienation. It's almost similar to playground bullying. I mean, but it's on a grown-up scale, and it does happen more often than not in the workplace. And with that, it's very hard to stop it, because you're in the workplace, and sometimes it may even be from someone that is above you, or you're fearful to say something for fear of losing your job. So women often use online as bullying, but when it's in the workplace, it can be pretty significant, because your job depends on whether you stand up for yourself or if you make it known what someone's doing to you. So it's very important that we get the information out to stop adult bullying, and females doing this to females. Women, we have an obligation to stick together, you know, and an obligation to support each other. And I find with the internet, it is so easy to humiliate someone or embarrass them or ridicule them. And most of the time, women, the first thing a woman will do to another woman is try to talk about the way they look, whether that be you're way too beautiful, you're way too skinny, you're way too fat, your glasses are not good enough. And so there's no stereotypical person that is bullied anymore. And being online makes that literally an open field for pretty much anyone who wants to bully. And sitting behind a keyboard makes it very simple.
And that's what a lot of people tend to do.
Yes.
You know, not that face-to-face thing. They want to hide themselves and put it behind the keyboard.
Right. And once they do that, and harassing someone when you're online is illegal.
That's what I was going to ask.
You
talk about laws and stuff. Is it illegal to bully or harass someone?
Yes,
it is.
Absolutely. And it's illegal to the point where depending upon whether it's threatening or just harassment, where you're just harassing someone over and over and over again, or if you're defaming them or their business, which happens quite a bit. It's happened to me. The laws simply states you are not, it's illegal to harass anyone, obviously in person. And then since the internet, we now have laws that prevent that from happening online. And don't be afraid to call the police, make a report, and document everything. It's very important, whether you're being bullied online or in person, to document everything. Run-ins, whether it be, personally, in person, or online, to document everything, and don't be afraid to call the police. It's very important, because there are laws to stop this. And recently someone found out with just harassing me online. I did not know this woman, had no clue who she was. She did not know me. Just the most violent, ugly, vile things that you could ever say to anyone. And she was continuously emailing me, and on my bullying Facebook, ironically enough. So yeah, it's happening everywhere, and she's being prosecuted. And so yeah, it is something that it happens, and there is a point in time where we have to say enough is enough. And as grown women, sometimes as grown women, we don't do that. But the women that haven't quite grown up yet and haven't realized that we don't do it, those are the ones who need the wake-up call.
Yes. Now, is adult bullying more common now than it was, say, just 10 years ago?
Absolutely. And I find that goes with male and female. Again, we have access to online 24 hours a day. And essentially, if you click on someone's profile, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever it is, you get a piece of their life. Whether it be pictures of their children, their boat, their truck, their car, where they live. And therefore, you give that bully information about yourself. Whether they don't like your boat, they'll call your child ugly. They'll say you're fat. They'll just say anything hurtful, because we now have that piece of information we didn't used to have. And as adults, men and women both, they use the internet to their advantage in order to intimidate other people. And that is where, the last 10 years, it has literally skyrocketed, as opposed to before that. If someone posts something and you don't like it, well, some of these people don't like it, they don't just stop it, walk away from the comment section. They will go into someone's profile, learn everything about them, and then just email them, comment, and it just goes on and on. And I've seen threats of physical violence between people that are going to fist fight each other over a political comment, and it has gotten extremely out of hand.
Absolutely.
And
it's so scary.
Yeah, and addressing it now, it's kind of my mom used to say, letting the horses get out, close the barn doors after the horses get out. So addressing it now is something that I do on a regular basis, but it's something that has to be addressed regularly. And teaching children, obviously, we're seeing adults. Everyone sees it every day on television. The biggest bullies you've ever seen on television, on the news, they're burning things down. And then we turn around and tell our children, don't do this. So we have to we have to be that role model that we want our children to be. And that's kind of hard to do when we're seeing all of this on television. And we're seeing these adults just, they're almost regressing back into childhood, and they're just being those bullies that you just can't make stop.
Now, how can we make a change in unifying women to respect each other and stop tearing down each other? What can we do?
I believe that if collectively women understand that the first thing, if you physically feel the need to lash out at someone, think about why yourself. Think about why you want to do that to another person. And then maybe consider what you're saying to that person and how it would make them feel. Because oftentimes when you tear someone down, often women, it's very effective in doing so. And sometimes they may act like it doesn't bother them. But we have to come together and realize that if we are going to do that to another person, a woman, we have to think about why. Why are we doing that to someone else? If we have absolutely no reason, jealousy is not an answer. Envy can be something that makes women do that to each other, and it's really crazy.
Well, it looks like we are out of time. Thank you so much, Shari,
Thank
for
you.
joining us and
Thank
being a
you.
guest on the Women
Yes,
Factor.
thank you so much. It's been great.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for empowering women.
Thank you for being here and doing this.
Yes. And thank you to our viewers for joining us for the Women Factor. We will be returning Wednesday, February 8th at 6 o'clock. We hope that you will join us then. Next up, Keith Weisheit with TGNC To Your Health. Good night.